welcome back to my channel for another video. It is Friday morning and we are packing up our hotel room, getting ready to leave to go to our next destination. It'll take us 2 days to get there. We're only going about 5 hours today, and then we'll go another 5 hours or so on Saturday morning. If you watched my previous travel vlog, you know that we are in Kentucky. We visited the Ark Encounter yesterday. We are on the way now to Washington, D.C. We're headed down there. I'm going to be running the Marine Corps Marathon on Sunday. You see Dad out there by our car. So I'm going to be running the Marine Corps Marathon on Sunday, and I'm really looking forward to it. So one more stop tonight. We just didn't want to drive all the way today. And actually this trip to the Ark Encounter we booked was kind of an impromptu trip. So we already had our DC hotel booked for Saturday. And so we just figured we'd break up this part into 2 parts, go halfway, and then we will get to DC on Saturday. I will pick up my race packet. We'll get situated there, and then the race will be Sunday. There's a what? A popcorn kernel? Oh. This hotel that we stayed in for the Ark Encounter, we really loved it. It was a Comfort Inn. We are in Dry Ridge. Okay, why don't you go ahead and throw that away? Aside from a random popcorn kernel on the floor, that wasn't ours, but Dry Ridge, Kentucky. We are like 6 minutes from the Ark. There's, a couple restaurants, a Walmart, a Starbucks right around here. The hotel was very, very clean. They were very accommodating, hot breakfast, all that good stuff. So we are going to finish getting ready. Josh and my son Luke are taking one load down to the car already. It is insane the amount of stuff that I feel like we are traveling with since we are gone from our house for an entire week. So I'm going to go help them, and then we're gonna get on the road. All right, you guys, we made it to our new hotel room. We are in Fairmont, West Virginia right now. We are stopping for the night before we head on to Washington, D.C. tomorrow. We are staying, what are you doing?
We're playing.
No. We are staying at Holiday Inn Express, and the room is really nice. We booked it kind of late. There weren't a ton of options. So for the 6 of us, we've got 2 queen beds. We've got a blow up mattress, and we have our camping cot. So I know Josh has some ideas how he's gonna set that all up, but this is the room, and have a little coffee station back here, fridge, and then over to the bathroom. So this one actually is a handicap accessible room. So have all of our swim gear hung up already because it still was not all the way dry from swimming last night, and the kids want to go swimming again. So we are getting unpacked. We're going to walk just down the road because there is a Cracker Barrel right next door. Kids have never eaten there. It's been a long time since I've been to a Cracker Barrel, but it is close, and we're gonna check it out and have some dinner, and then see what we're going to do for the rest of the night and just get settled in. We are on the road again. We've got about 3 hours and 20 minutes until we get to Washington, D.C. We are going to stop at the packet pickup first, which is at the Gaylord National Convention Center. So we're going to do that, and then after that we'll head to our hotel. We are staying at the Hilton Garden Inn in Arlington. I don't believe it's within walking distance of the start of the race, but we're gonna try to figure all that out when we get there. So usually in day-to-day life, I am a big planner. I like to have everything planned out. I like to have everything, know what I'm doing, have a plan for things, except for when we go on vacations. I feel like I'm not really very good at that because, I don't know, I like to go, I like to relax a little bit and just take a break from all of the planning and things. Josh is usually better at making plans during vacations than I am. I think so. Well, you have a better idea of what you want to do. It's been a long time since either of us have been to Washington, D.C. I was feeling kind of bad last night that I don't actually have a schedule or an itinerary really planned out. But I know you have you have a couple of places that you really want to go. Some museums and things like that you've been wanting to go see. So
yep, National Aeronautical Space Museum.
Yeah.
Smithsonian. Maybe the art museum next to it. Arlington Cemetery, and all of the national monuments that we can get to.
Yes.
That's pretty much all I have goal-wise.
Which is probably going to be plenty, because we're going to have tonight when we get in, by the time we check into our hotel, we'll probably be trying to find something for dinner, and then getting somewhat of an early night, because race mornings are usually very early, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock wake up. So we won't have a ton of extra time tonight. We will have some time tomorrow night after tomorrow after the race. Usually we just have to kind of wait and see how I feel after the race. Sometimes I'm mobile and feeling okay. Other times I want to take a nap. It just kind of depends. So I guess that's one reason it's kind of hard to make plans for race day. But then we'll have Monday and Tuesday will be full days. And then Wednesday we'll be driving home. So we've got 2 days that we'll be able to figure out what to do. And I guess, we have a little bit more time to plan if we want to. But I think the museums and seeing all the monuments are going to be good places to start. I'm sure we're going to come across lots of things that we see that we might want to do, which is always what tends to happen when we're on vacation. So we're looking forward to it. The drive has been really pretty. The kids are all playing Among Us right now. So they're having a good time getting to do that on the road trip. Josh got some Starbucks for me, so I got my coffee today, and we are about to listen to a podcast and just enjoy the rest of the drive. Still inside. Longest line ever seen for packet pickup. All right, you guys, we just got to our hotel room in Washington, D.C. Driving in Washington, D.C. is crazy. Josh is ready to just keep our car parked all weekend and use an Uber to get around. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm sure if we drive ourselves, we're going to have to pay for parking anyways. So we're trying to figure out budget-wise what's going to be the best and how we're going to go the least crazy. So I got my packet picked up. I'll show you guys what is in there. Not very much. We didn't stay at the expo for very long. Long line to get in, but we made it through fairly quickly. I'll show you around the hotel room real quick. So we are staying at the Hilton Garden Inn in Arlington. We were able to get a room with 2 queen beds, and then we have a pull-out couch. So we did bring a big blow-up mattress and a camping bed, but I think we're gonna leave those in the car just to make it a little bit easier and use the pull-out bed. 2 kids will sleep there, 2 kids will sleep on one bed, and then Josh and I on the other. So a fairly decent sized room. It's always a little challenge to squeeze all of us into a room, but we have a little microwave, coffee here, and a fridge, a little spot to hang up clothes if we need it, some drawers, and then the bathroom is here. The kids are always impressed by the hotel bathrooms. So, oh, that is a nice shower, you're right. So Josh and the other kids went down to grab the rest of our stuff from the car, and then it is, I think, about 4:30. We're gonna try to figure out what we're going to do for dinner tonight. I always like to make sure we aren't eating dinner too late because I have to meet a friend at her hotel by about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And not sure yet. She's not too far away, but traffic is probably going to be crazy in the morning, especially with runners trying to possibly drive different places. So 6 a.m., that means it's going to be an early morning. So we're going to try to get to bed early, which will also be a challenge. That's the hard part about traveling to these races with kids. Oliver fell asleep in the car on the way here twice. So he's probably not going to want to go to sleep early, but we'll see how that goes. So we're going to get unpacked, settled in a little bit, find something to eat for dinner, and then just probably relax for the rest of the night. Maybe explore the hotel a little bit, but mainly relax. Okay, so this is the packet that I picked up at the race. You don't get a lot of stuff, but you do get the race number. Will not be using the beer coupon, but then there's usually a sticker for checking your gear, filling out in case of emergency. Always smart. Hopefully will not need that, but and then there's some safety pins that they give you to pin your bib on. I got this for free, some kind of drink mix. Blueberry. I'm not a big blueberry fan, but Josh will probably drink it. And then we got this cute, there's always some kind of t-shirt or something, but this cute little half zip pullover, and there is the logo for the marathon, kind of a nod to that memorial monument. So on the back, a nice little race course. So these are all the things that we're going to be running by on the course. So we've got all those different monuments and some other scenic areas. We're starting right by the Pentagon in the morning. Good morning, you guys. It is the morning of race day. It's 5:13 a.m. We are trying to get everyone up and moving in the hotel room. I'm going to go to a friend's hotel, and the plan is to walk to the starting line. Not sure if we're gonna find any parking for Josh and the kids. That is up in the air still. So there may or may not be any video of the race. I'm not taking my phone with me. So depending on if Josh can get a spot and come see us off at the start line, that will, we'll have to see how that goes. So I'm excited to run, ready to go. And the race starts officially in about 2.5 hours. So I will talk to you guys later. Hey you guys, I'm finished with the marathon. Not a lot of pictures or video from there because I didn't have my phone with me. It was brutal, but I finished it. Came back here, had a shower, and crashed for an hour or two. And now we're gonna go out and try to find some place to have some dinner. So it was a tough race. I wasn't sure what to expect with how this training season went. Pretty early on, I was having some knee pain and struggled through, I didn't get a lot of speed work in, struggled through some of my runs, had to take some time off. So all that being said, I'm pretty happy with how I finished. It was right around 4 hours and 1 minute. However, this was a long race. My watch clocked almost 26.7 miles. So a marathon is typically 26.2. And so when all is said and done, we ended up running about another half mile. So yeah, I was ready to be done at that point. I kept a pretty good pace this is typically how the races go for me. So I kind of know what to expect. I feel pretty good through about mile 15. Around mile 15 through 18, it starts to become, I just need, like my legs are heavy and I feel like I just need more effort to keep that same pace. And then mile 18 is when I really can just feel myself start to slow down. And it is just a mental game from there on out. And today I wanted to be done, but the mental grit, I just don't know that I had it today. I was just thinking, I just want to be finished. I don't care what my time is. I just, even if I'm slowing down, I just want to finish. So, overall, I can't complain too much. It was a beautiful day. We had great weather. I think I heard there were maybe 24,000 people that were in this race. Logistics were terrible. It was very hard not hard, but just complicated to get to the start, and then for Josh and the kids to find me at the end. Lots of walking at the end. I got to my friend's hotel around 6 in the morning. Race started at 7:55. So we had about a 15-20 minute walk from her hotel to where the start was. And then we just kind of sat down, hung out for a little bit, visited the porta potties a couple times, and dropped off our gear. And, long wait at the beginning, but I can't say it was one of my favorite races. Lots of crowd support though. Big race, so it was pretty packed most of the way through. I didn't wear my headphones. Normally I wear music when I run, but I was running with some friends for most of the race, so that all went really well. Let me show you guys, flip you guys around and show you my medal. Okay, so this right here is the finisher medal, and this is one of the reasons that I do this too, right? Let's be honest, because the medals are really cool. The theme this year, so you have Semper Fidelis. The theme this year was, the sun actually opens up. So that's the cool thing about races. Like, they all have kind of their own unique spin on their medal, and they all do something a little bit fancy and kind of cool. So the theme this year was celebrating women in service. So just a little inscription on the inside, and that was the medal for the race. You can order to get like your time and everything for the back. I didn't do that, but I thought it was pretty cute. I'm excited to add it to my collection at home now that I have this state finished. All right, I am still pretty beat and I'm starving. So we are gonna go out the door and find some food. I'm pretty sure we're going to splurge a little bit and do hibachi for dinner tonight. So I'll see you guys later. All right, you guys, it is Monday morning. We just found a parking spot in Washington, D.C. We are headed to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. That is our first stop today. So we are going to hopefully have a great day visiting our couple of museums. So Air and Space Museum, we packed lunches today, peanut butter sandwiches, fruit, things like that. And the plan is to come back to the car and have some lunch later, find a spot for some lunch. And then this afternoon, we are going to the Smithsonian National History Museum. So those are the two places we're going today. No, Dad has the button, kiddo. So hopefully we'll have a good day. Lots of walking. I am feeling really, really sore. Last night was rough. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. My legs are just killing me. It's kind of hit or miss how I'm gonna feel after a marathon, and this one does not feel very good. So it'll probably feel good to walk around today, maybe loosen things up a little bit. We're looking forward to checking out the museums and seeing what it is like here in DC. All right, we are inside the National Air and Space Museum. We're already at our first bathroom break. Josh is taking Oliver to the bathroom, so we're just kind of hanging out. There's a lot of construction in here right now, so it looks like there's some things that we're not going to be able to see, but it's pretty cool inside. It looks just like an airport, actually, how they have everything set up. We walked by a little station where they do personalized dog tags, and so we might have to do that for Oliver, who is into all things Army and anything that looks Army, military nowadays. But I'm excited to look around. It looks like a really neat place. We're going to have some fun exploring here. All right, we are all back to our hotel room. It has been a full day walking around, checking out the museums. My legs were really sore today walking around. Josh just went to the corner store and got me some ibuprofen. I should have done that probably much earlier, but suffered through it a little bit today. We, like I said, did the Air and Space Museum, which was really cool, and then the Natural History, I keep wanting to say National History Museum, Natural History Museum. I think all of us like the Air and Space Museum a little bit more. It was a timed entry. Someone had told me you need to go online and reserve tickets to get in at a certain time, which was fine. It was free to get in, and it only took us about 10 minutes to get through the line. So we did that. It was a little bit different than what you remembered at some of the exhibits that you wanted to see were
half the exhibits were closed for renovation, and all the ones that I wanted to see were the ones that were closed.
What's the new part going to be? Do you remember what the new...
I don't know what they're doing, but it used to have World War I and World War II airplanes in that section.
I was questioning, Air and Space Museum. I was wondering when we were going to see all the Elon Musk stuff at the, at the museum. And Josh informed me that is not going to be a part of that museum. There was a lot of, what is the other company called?
Blue Origin.
Okay, which I hadn't even heard of.
Virgin Space, that was all Jeff Bezos. But it's Elon's not a fan favorite of that community, and he puts his money back into his businesses instead of donating. So
yeah. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting. The History Museum, I don't know what I expected from that. I expected we'd see a lot of fossils and bones and things, but which we did, and that was probably the good part of it. We saw some minerals and some insects, and all that was cool. There was a big, obviously, an evolution perspective and push, and very just interesting to see more that side of things from a biblical worldview. I think it's different going through a museum like that. When we grew up and went to school, that was what we were taught, basically, was everything that we saw in there, millions of years, evolution, all that you just kind of grow up, and that we both believed, just, but we didn't really think twice about it. And now kind of knowing what we know about creation in the Bible and stuff that really is history, but, it's never going to make it in a natural history museum, just completely left out.
I thought it was interesting that they had a section in there about the creation of life through evolution, but up to the Big Bang Theory part, and they stopped and didn't show any of that because they had no answers for that. So,
and they talk about beliefs from like when we were in the ancient Egypt section, which was much smaller than I had hoped it would be. They talk about their gods, and they believe this happened, after, death or whatever. But there's never going to be a nod to, what we think is the best explanation for creation, the God of the Bible. So parts of it were good. I don't know. We got a lot of walking in, got some treats afterwards, and we're just relaxing now at the hotel. Tomorrow we're going to head to the International Spy Museum, and we've heard great things about that. So that should be fun, and then take a short tour of the Capitol. So we will check in with you guys tomorrow.
Has a radar,
We are at the International Spy Museum right now, and Josh was a little unsure about coming here until I told him they have a James Bond exhibit going on. So we're looking forward to finding out what our mission is today, and hopefully being successful at it.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
Do I get consent?
Do you want to consent to it?
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs.
You know I'm gonna put that in there.
Fine.
All right, you guys. I haven't checked in with you much today because we have been pretty busy. This is our last full day in DC. The first thing that we did was go to the International Spy Museum, which was actually really cool. I really enjoyed it. We weren't going to do it until a friend had recommended it to us. I'd seen it online, and it was the only one that we had looked at that cost money, which was why I initially wasn't gonna go for it. And then a friend recommended it, and then we saw the James Bond, what do you call it? My mind is trying to blank. The James Bond, not a tribute, like a part of the museum with all the James Bond stuff. It's been a long day. I can't think right now.
Expo.
Exhibit. That's the word. We got it. So we saw that, and then we figured it might be kind of cool. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my little guy is sleeping back there, and I'm trying to hold the phone so I don't get him in the picture. But we are right now driving down Independence Avenue because we were kind of parked in a central spot. So we did the Spy Museum, which, by the way, if you do have kids, I highly recommend it. It was very interactive, and we all had a great time. They had a lot of things that the kids could do in there, and it was just a lot of fun. So highly recommend that, but you do have to budget for it. So anyways, we parked kind of in the middle. We found a good parking garage, but we've done a lot of walking already today after the museum. Then we walked down and we had a tour of the United States Capitol, which was also really cool. The kids thought all of the paintings and all of the exquisite details and things were really great. So that was a lot of fun to do. I'm glad we did the tour. We had headsets that we wore the whole time so we could hear the tour guide, and that was just a really cool experience. We did have to book a time slot for that, but it was free. So we walked down there, saw the Capitol, stopped and finally got coffee. That's the thing, you can't carry coffee into any of these places, so I've been without coffee most of the trip, which I survived, but it's been a bit of a struggle today. So we are on our way. We're trying to see if we can drive a little bit closer to the Washington Monument and to see the Lincoln Memorial. We're losing daylight a little bit. We're just stuck in traffic. There's a lot of traffic right here. So we were hoping to maybe get a little bit closer so we didn't have to walk all the way down. It was about a mile or so from our garage, so we would have had to walk and then walk back. So we'll get there. We're moving slowly, but that is the plan. And then my girls really wanted to see the White House. I don't know if we'll try to drive and see if we can see the White House. I don't know.
There it is.
Maybe. I'm not sure. We've never done this before. But yeah, it has been a full day, and we're going to be leaving bright and early tomorrow to drive home. We have about a 12-hour and 40-minute drive home. That is without stops, so it's going to be a really long drive home. Overall, the trip has been great. My legs have felt a little bit better today walking around, still quite sore, but yeah, I think you enjoyed everything that we saw. There are some things, well, I'm not even going to talk about it. Some things you just have to kind of look at and I don't know, I don't even know what to say. Certain monuments and certain things that
there are differing opinions.
There are differing opinions.
Country of the United States,
especially right before the election. We've got the election coming up. So
And we're all about respecting everybody's opinions.
we are. It's just interesting. You got to keep your mouth shut sometimes.
Yep.
All right, on that note, I'm going to sign off for now as we make our way to the Washington Monument. Hey you guys, it is Wednesday morning and we are off. We are already about 5 hours into our trip home. I thought I was going to be able to show you some video of us at the monument and the memorial yesterday, but we didn't actually make it there. We were driving around trying to find a spot to park or just trying to find some way to get there, and it was super crowded, and we thought maybe this was just typical, you know, we made a mistake getting out of our spot in the parking garage. And it turns out that there was a big Kamala Harris rally going on in the Ellipse. So this video is probably going to be posted after the election. I'm not sure when I'm going to put it together and post it, but they were doing a rally. It was her closing remarks that night, and while we were at the Capitol, we saw a ton of I don't know if they were cop cars or just sirens kind of coming through the middle and heading towards where the White House would have been. And we kind of made a joke that maybe it was Kamala or, you know, something was going on. And lo and behold, that's what it was. So we didn't end up finding a place to park and get out and see the monument or the memorial. I was kind of bummed about that, thinking that maybe we should have kept our parking spot in the garage and just walked, but again, it would have been a couple of miles and we were already all just tired from the day. So we headed back to the apartment, or to the hotel, and just kind of hung out there for the night and got on the road super early. We woke up at 4 today. I hate driving in the dark, but it was, you know, the kids got to sleep for a couple hours and we got a couple of hours under our belts in the morning. So we still have a little ways to go, but I just wanted to hop on and thank you guys for hanging out with us and watching this travel vlog. I hope you had a good time kind of seeing what we were up to, and make sure, you know, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Let me know if you have any questions or anything in the comments, and make sure while you're here you check out any of my other videos sharing homeschooling encouragement, mom life, and curriculum reviews, whatever it is. You know, check out another video and I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.